Hey rockers, are you looking for the hottest updates in music news?
Or are you looking for some great music from a great local artist?
Then you've come to the right place.
Welcome back to another episode of Indie Rockers Ball. I'm Sam, and I'm here with Ian to bring you the latest in music.
Trust me, you don't want to go anywhere.
Elvis Presley is among the 7 distinguished individuals that will receive a Presidential Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump at a November 16th ceremony. Yankees great Babe Ruth and Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia will also posthumously receive the prestigious award, the nation's highest civilian honor, which may be awarded by the president to individuals who have made especially meritorious contributions to the security or national interests of the United States, to world peace, or to cultural or other significant public or private endeavors, the Office of the Press Secretary said in a statement Saturday. Elvis also served nearly 2 years in the United States Army, humbly accepting the call to serve despite his fame. While it's common for musicians to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, honorees during the Obama administration included Bob Dylan, Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, Diana Ross, Loretta Lynn, and Bruce Springsteen. Presley is only the 3rd musician to receive this honor posthumously, following bandleader Meredith Willson and jazz great Count Basie. As the entertainment industry has largely cold-shouldered Trump during his presidency, the administration instead opted to honor late American icons like Presley and Ruth for the 2018 ceremony.
Next year, Missy Elliott may become the first female rapper to be admitted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She'd become only the 3rd rapper to join the Hall's ranks, which number around 400, following the induction of Jay-Z in 2017 and Jermaine Dupri last year. The Hall announced this year's nominees yesterday through the Associated Press. The nominees in the Performing Songwriters category are Mariah Carey, Jimmy Cliff, Missy Elliott, Vince Gill, Chrissy Hynde, The Pretenders, Tommy James, and many more. Of the 24 nominees, just 6 will be inducted, determined by a vote among the Songwriting Hall of Fame's voting members. To be nominated, the artist's careers must be at least 20 years old with a notable catalog of hit songs. Whoever they are, the inductees will be formally welcomed into the Hall on June 13, 2019 at its annual gala in New York.
I can't believe Missy Elliott is the first female rapper to be admitted to the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Right? Especially with so many talented musicians that were nominated.
I know, it's definitely a milestone for the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Another milestone is Elvis being the 3rd deceased musician to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
That's amazing. Anyway, rockers, up next is Music Lesson with Mick Dark.
Hey rockers, and this week on Music Lesson we're going to be learning Say It Ain't So by Weezer. So first things first, you want to be in E-flat standard tuning. And that just means all the strings are moved down half a step. And if you're not really sure, we have I talked about that last week in Music Lesson, so you can go back and watch that. So first things first, you're going to be anywhere from the 7th fret all the way down to actually the open strings. So you want to start with a bar across the 4th fret from the 5th string to the 1st string, and then you want to hammer on to the 5th fret on the 2nd string and the 6th fret on the 4th string. So like so. Then from there, you strum twice. And then open strings, but you want to palm mute. And then go to a bar chord on the 4th fret, but you play all 6 strings, middle finger on the 5th fret on the 3rd string, ring finger on the 6th fret on the 5th string, and then pinky on the 6th fret on the 4th string. Then after you play the bar chord on the 4th fret, you want to single pick the 6th string through the 3rd string, and then once you pick the 3rd string, you want to go back to the 4th, like so. So you want to slide up to the 5th fret, strum twice, palm mute all the strings again. Then you want to go to an E chord, which is the pointer finger on the 1st fret on the 3rd string, middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and ring finger on the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And that's the intro to Say It Ain't So by Weezer. So we'll just play that back real quick. And And that's how you play the intro to Say It Ain't So by Weezer. We'll see you next week, rockers.
Swedish extreme tech metal pioneers Meshuggah are proud to announce the release of their very special vinyl reissue collection celebrating the band's legacy. The collection offers a limited one-time only pressing that includes reimagined cover artwork, redesigned gatefold jackets, and audio mastered for vinyl. The first 5 albums will be released via Nuclear Blast on November 30th. While the term genre-defining gets tossed around quite frequently these days in the music industry, and most especially the heavy metal industry, it is truly the only proper term to align with the head-expanding sounds created by Meshuggah. The band began its formation in Sweden in 1987. With over 25 years and 8 full-length albums as masters in the realm, the band has been on the endless journey to outwardly reveal their uncommon sonic stamp. This greatly pertains to the musical precision required in order to create the songs with such unique time signatures. In the wake of the massive 25-year milestone, there truly is no better way to complete the collection of fans worldwide than with the installation of these beautifully remastered albums. It's also a rarely seen opportunity for newer, younger fans who have yet to discover Meshuggah to introduce their ears and their minds to this standalone collection of timeless mathematical auditory brilliance.
It's been a little over a year since we've lost one of the greatest musicians and vocalists of our time, Chris Cornell. And to celebrate his life, there's a box set of music from all of his bands and solo careers being released later this month. The set includes 64 songs from Soundgarden, Temple of the Dog, Audioslave, and his own solo work. There will be a mix of his greatest hits, live recordings, and unreleased material of his as well. One of which will be an original work of his, which is Cornell's personal arrangement of One, featuring lyrics to Metallica's song set to the music of U2's song of the same name. Also, the album's liner notes are written by his former bandmates. The Eponymous set was curated by Cornell's wife, Vicky, in collaboration with his bandmates and friends. Please, if you're feeling down and out of place, or if you need someone to talk to, there are resources out there to help you get through whatever you're going through. Talking to someone is very important, not only to yourself, but for others as well. Mental health awareness is something that's been very prevalent in the music industry in this day and age.
I agree, but I definitely think it's a great message that needs to be sent.
Well, on a more positive note, I can't wait for Meshuggah to release their new collection of music.
Right? It's so exciting to see such a band make an impact and be releasing a collection of some of their greatest work.
Exactly. Anyway, rockers, up next is Rockers Review.
Hey Rockers, what's up? And today on Rockers Review, we have a very special guest. I have my fellow producer Paige here, and we're talking about one of her favorite artists. She's been wanting to talk about this for a while, so we're finally here. We're talking about Aurora with her new album, Infections of a Different Kind, Step 1. So Paige, you're the expert here. Lead us off. How'd you get into Aurora? And just give us a spiel for those of you who don't know her.
So Aurora is an artist from Norway. She is 22 as of this year, so she's around our age. She's actually pretty young.
Yeah, she's pretty young.
She is pretty young, but I sort of whenever I find new music to listen to, I often find music when I'm stumbling around YouTube, and I like watching music videos. So I'll sit and I'll be like, "Ooh, this is a cool thumbnail. I'll watch this music video." Well, the first song that I ran into of hers was "Runaway," which is from her first album. And that was a few years ago that she released that, but I was just encaptured by her because she is just a very her music is very magical.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it all sort of started for me, and I was like, I like this. That's usually what I do when I find an artist that I like.
Yeah.
I'll start watching all the videos of all their other stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, but yeah, I listened to her and it was just I was just mesmerized because it was just the way the style of her music is just very majestic, very magical.
I agree. I listened to this album for the first time, and I was enchanted. I'm gonna be honest.
For sure.
I'm convinced she's a fairy.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this, but so off the new album, compared to her other album, what do you think? Is it different? Do you like this one better? Do you like that one better? Do you see a growth going on?
It is definitely different. I think that I watched a couple interviews with her about this album, and she sort of talks about how this is step one. So there's a journey. So I can't really speak for her per se, but she just says that each of her songs is telling a different part of the journey. not necessarily her journey, but like
a journey.
So like you know the song Queendom.
Queendom is my favorite song.
So Queendom is like about like empowerment to all sorts of people, and it's about accepting all sorts of people, and just like how she's saying that everyone should be welcome, and everyone is welcome in her queendom, which is like it's.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that actually. That's one of the things that drew me to her. Like that's the you. I think you sent me that music video, and I literally watched. That music video is number one. It's done very well. It's a very cool music video. Number two, the song is a bop.
Yeah.
Number three, it's also just like, again, it's a what you just said. It's a great message. She's just like I think I saw a Coachella. I think it was a Coachella interview with her one time. I forget. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw she was at Coachella, and she's just like a little fairy. She was just like,
she is
just welcome in my queendom. Like,
she is honestly a very like decent person, but also like it kind of like surprised me because I was also watching like an interview with her, and she was talking about how people are allowed to do. She thinks that everyone should be allowed to do what they love.
Yeah.
And she's like, if that means skiing, if that means shopping, she's like, if she said masturbate. She's like, that means masturbating. I was like surprised because I was like, this is like, I expected like something more innocent from her, but it's just hilarious because she's just a person. Yeah, she's a person too. So like, anyway, but this new album, if you like listen, I was watching a live performance by it because she just did a live performance in Iceland. And if you listen to her live compared to like listening to her like digitally like on Spotify or whatever, there is such a difference.
Yeah.
Like I was actually watching today, I was rewatching, she did a performance for Christmas last year. It was like in a Norwegian cathedral, and she had an entire orchestra with her.
Oh my God.
And it was like it made me really emotional just because it was like an experience. Like obviously it probably would have been much more powerful being there, but like just like that live element and just the sound from the live elements there, like the orchestra, like just everything coming together. Yeah. Like her live performances, I say, would be the closest to capturing how magical like
she is. She is. We are a huge fan of live performances here on IRB, but she is. Honestly, that's like the biggest thing I've gotten from her. Even just listening to like what I listened to the new album, I was just like enchanted. So do you have any favorite songs off the new album? Off
of this new album, I really do like Soft Universe. She actually kind of teased that in the performance, her Christmas performance last year, and I heard it and I was like, wait a second, what is this song? I was like really confused because I was like, what is this? Yeah. But Soft Universe, I also like Churchyard. That one's just like, I like the melody in that one. That one's really interesting to listen to. And the songs, Infections of a Different Kind, just like, it's the same song as the title, but it's just like, that one's more like slow, and it's also like very like, it's just an emotional album, honestly. Like
when I listen to it, she's just very like, it has a very distinct style, and it's like the best style I can is like pop, like indie pop, maybe. Like,
yeah, it's like Norwegian pop.
Norwegian pop, yeah.
Which is like a different style of. I mean, every country obviously has their different styles of pop. It's a little bit the same because they have that repetitive like.
Yeah, it's too catchy, and it's like, but it's very like, to us it would probably sound more like indie pop by like our standards of music, but like in Norway that's probably normal. But anyway, I think that's all the time we have here on Rockers Review today. Make sure to check Aurora out. Her new album is great, and we'll see you next time, Rockers.
Katy Perry, Rod Stewart, and Neil Young are among those to have criticized Donald Trump for the U.S. president's tweet in response to the wildfires currently affecting California. With many blaming the fires, which have currently claimed at least 11 lives, on climate change, Trump tweeted to say that there was no reason for the fires other than forest mismanagement. Perry responded via Twitter saying, "This is an absolute heartless response. There aren't even politics involved. Just good American families losing their homes as you tweet evacuating into shelters." Not only is this affecting so many actors and musicians alike, but over 250,000 people have been evacuated from their homes. This has been one of the worst wildfires in history, and there's so much footage of people having to flee just to save themselves. California is vulnerable not because of poor forest mismanagement, as Donald Trump, our so-called president, would have had us think. As a matter of fact, this is not a forest fire that rages on as I write this, Young said. We are vulnerable because of climate change. The extreme weather events in our extended drought is part of it.
Well, rockers, I've seen it all. Rapper and metal vocalist Ice-T has stated on Twitter that he's never eaten a bagel or had coffee in his life. After an episode of Law & Order SVU where he plays a sergeant, he was seen holding a cinnamon raisin bagel. When asked about it on Twitter, he replied, LOL, because that's what they wrote. Then he was asked what kind of bagel was his favorite, and that's when he said he never had one. After a lot of tweets later, someone commented that this might ruin their friendship, and Ice-T's response was, LOL, this might. I totally stopped eating breakfast. He's also never had coffee, but he has had iced tea, after a very concerned fan asked him about it. Following the heated responses in his timeline, Ice-T said, white people, don't lose your effing minds because I've never eaten a bagel. Take it easy. LOL. Fortunately, he did go on to say that he likes jelly-filled donuts and grape Kool-Aid. Who would have thought that someone who's been playing a cop for almost 20 years has never had two things that cops are stereotypically seen as having?
I can't believe people are blaming Donald Trump for wildfires in California.
I know. I would hope the man doesn't have that much power.
Right? But more importantly, Ice-T has never eaten a bagel.
Where did you get that?
Don't worry about it.
I'm just as confused as you are, Sam, but hey, he seems to have no problem with it.
I guess you're right. Anyway, rockers, hold on to your bagels, because check this out is next.
Hey everybody, this is Check This Out, and today we're checking out sophomore Kevin James Byers. He's here in the studio. He's going to share some songs with us. Then we're going to sit down, have a little chat about some local music, about what he's got going on. So take it away when you're ready, Kevin.
Thank you, Jake. All right. Well, I got some friends that may do wrong. That's why I include them in this song. They may not be no Jesus son, but who can say they're a perfect one? So I hope that when I die, I'll see them on the other side. I hope the good Lord knows that they've tried. Well, I myself may not be the best, but I'm put to the same old test. I always wear clothes that don't burn well. Well, if I go to heaven or if I go to hell, so I hope that when I die, I'll see you on the other side. I hope the good Lord knows that I tried. That's right. Sometimes I hope it's just right in the ground. Don't wanna go to heaven, don't wanna go to hell. Sometimes I hope it's just right in the ground. Hey. Thanks. Cool. Yeah, that was a song I wrote about dying and death. It's Neil Young's birthday today. He turned 73, so if you're watching, Neil Young, happy birthday. Here's another one. It's called I Find Myself. I find myself in the smokiest bars, and I find myself myself in the fastest of cars. Well, wherever I go, whether near or far, I find myself. I find myself under neon lights, and I find myself under starlit skies. Well, just as long as there's a case of high life, I find myself. I find myself with the girl of my dreams, and I find myself with an ugly disease. Well, just as long as she's over 18, I find myself. Well, I find myself talking to a priest, and I find myself talking to a beast. Well, whatever I do to keep my mind at ease, I find myself. I did it for me and nobody else. Well, I suggest that you check your health and find yourself. I found myself. Well, I found myself. Check your health and go find yourself. Yeah. Cool.
You just heard some originals from Kevin James Byers. He joins me now. Kevin, thank you so much for coming in and performing for us tonight.
Thank you.
Great original songs, beautiful original guitar, very unique style. I dig it. Nice Gibson. What's the story with this axe right here?
I worked at Pittsburgh Guitars in the south side of Pittsburgh for 2 years, and that came in on a trade, and I was like, I want that. So,
Did they hook you up with a deal?
I picked it up that day that
Nice.
it came in, and yeah, I got it. It was still expensive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a nice Gibson,
Yeah,
man.
1969 Gibson Dove.
Wow.
I dig it, man.
She's a beaut.
Thank you.
What was it like working there? I'm sure you learned quite a lot, yeah?
Well, I worked at 2 music stores actually. I worked in music retail for 4 years total, and I realized I didn't like it.
Oh yeah?
I realized mixing work with play was not my forte, and I had to be a salesman, and I had to be like,
Right.
yeah, you want this guitar,
Yeah.
but like I didn't like it.
Yeah,
So,
even in your mind, you're like, this isn't the right one for you, but it's perfect for me to sell it to.
I had to lie, like I wasn't good at doing that, but 4 years music retail, and now I realize I don't really want to do that.
Cool. Well, now you're here, and we're so glad that you came on IRB to share some songs with us.
Yeah.
So, what's it been like? You've been kicking around the comm department a little bit lately. What have you been up to? You've been on some TV, some radio?
Yes, I have a spot on, actually I'm doing it tonight, Monday nights, Tuesday mornings, because it's the Smash Alley.
Right.
So midnight until 2, Tuesday mornings.
What do you like to play on there?
Well, Smash Alley, you're supposed to play like punk and metal.
Okay.
But like, I'm not like a metal dude,
All right.
you know? So I get experimental. I play a lot of like Sabbath influenced, like 70s rock.
Right.
So just like 70s hard rock. And it's stuff that I don't think anybody else would really play on the radio, but I hear it. There's bands like Cactus, this band Wicked Lady, just like
Cool.
stuff that underground 70s
Yeah,
stuff.
like a lot of that 70s stuff, like when you think of the 70s, you might think of like hippies or something, but really there's a lot of serious hard
Yeah.
rock coming out that's influencing
Yeah.
the hard rock that's being made today, you know what I mean? And
That's
even what we would call like metal or, you know, multiple different genres.
Yes.
So yeah, and you've been organizing some events too, is that right? You got a passion for bringing the musical folks together?
I'm trying, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I respect it, man.
Thanks.
And you had an event at the skate park, yeah?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. It's called Dawn of the Shred on November. It was a Halloween-based skateboard event, and I decorated Mac Park skate park. I had like pitchforks and like spider webs and stuff, but I
Yes.
decorated it all, and then I was just like, hey, let's have some contests. Let's cook some hot dogs and skate.
I heard it was a great turnout too.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Like 30 plus people came out. I was like,
That's what I'm talking about.
thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So, yeah.
You definitely got a knack for getting the word out there, bringing people together. When I first met you, you were handing me flyers like,
Yeah, right.
first off, you're like, here you go, bro, like, make it out.
Yeah.
And you got some events coming up too. I think you got a show with WIUP-FM, is that right?
Yes.
The Unplugged, right?
Unplugged,
Yeah.
yes sir. At the Artist Hand, and that is Thursday the 29th.
Nice.
Me, Nate Janov, Alyssa Hankey, who was, I
Nice.
believe, a
Yeah.
couple semesters back. She's great.
Yeah, I think
Alyssa's
we've got
awesome.
some IRB natives on there.
Yeah,
That's awesome to
the
see that
IRB
the
fan.
whole thing's going down. I think we might be filming this, so stay tuned. We might be featuring a performance on a future episode. Maybe we'll catch one of you there, get one of your great originals.
One of my folk songs. Yeah.
When did you start writing your songs?
Well, I never considered myself like an acoustic guy.
Okay.
But that was just recently I started writing these songs because I was like, I want to play out and I don't have a band.
Yeah.
So probably like last year I wrote all the songs that you heard, and I just want to try to find outlets to do that. So I'll do acoustic shows here and there. But back home, I have this band called 8-Track Days.
Okay.
And it's me and like two 40-year-old dudes.
Nice.
And we're a 3-piece rock and roll band. We cover like ZZ Top and Zeppelin and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just playing out in local venues, and I make money playing covers.
Nice, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's better than like playing punk rock because you don't make any money.
Yeah, true that, true
You
that.
know?
You get in the sweaty basement getting beer spilled on your gear and stuff.
yeah, it's a little more professional, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're within great company with like Alyssa Hankey. You guys are going to be,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like back to back, you guys probably fit like a glove. That's a good team right there.
Yeah,
I'm excited
so-
for that show.
Yeah, I am too. She hooks me up with some shows, and Alyssa's great, so check her out, Alyssa Hankey.
Yeah, and even scroll back on our YouTube, you'll find a real old Alyssa Hankey. Maybe she doesn't want me to say that. Maybe you should stay tuned and wait for the new Alyssa Hankey.
Maybe she got better.
She's got a couple albums out. Check them out on Bandcamp. Some of them are on Spotify. Well, Kevin, thanks so much for coming in, man. Hopefully
Jake.
I'll be seeing you around.
My man. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Well, rockers, that's all the music that we have planned for you today.
And I can't believe we are getting close to the end of our 7th season.
Right? It just feels like I started yesterday.
Me too. Anyway, rockers, since we are taking a break for a week, make sure to stay updated by following us on Twitter and Facebook at IUP-TV and on Instagram at Indie Rockers Ball.
Don't appreciate it anymore in this society.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, so there for me too.
Hello viewers, look at your favorite show, now back to me. Now back to your favorite show, now back to me. Sadly, we don't have that kind of budget. But, if you stick to watching Schizophrenia, you can laugh at us trying. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're in the studio. The show that could be like your favorite show if we get enough viewers to have a budget. What's in your hand? Back to me. I have it. It's your TV remote. Preset to when Schizophrenia comes on. Look again. The remote is now a budget. Anything is possible when you watch quality humor like Schizophrenia's.
My name is Patricia. Wait, how did I...